My wife decided we needed separate weekend schedules with zero couple time. My wife Andrea came home from her friend Stephanie's house with this huge announcement. She said, Stephanie and her husband do separate weekends. They each do their own thing Friday night through Sunday. No couple time. She says it saved their marriage. Something felt off immediately, like that feeling you get when someone's about to make a terrible decision. I asked, why would that save a marriage? Because they're independent. They have their own identities. We're too codependent. I tried to reason with her. Andrea, we enjoy spending time together. That's not codependency. Stephanie says couples who merge too much lose themselves. I don't even know who I am anymore. I watched her clutching her phone with Stephanie's texts like it was some religious scripture. When do you want to start this? I asked. This Friday. I felt dread building in my chest. What about last month when I visited my brother? You called me crying both nights. That was different. This time I'm choosing it. I already made a list. She showed me her phone. Thursday night came and Andrea was pacing around our kitchen like she was preparing for battle. Complete separation from Friday after work until Monday morning. No checking in. No asking what the other is doing. Total independence, she announced. I felt like I was watching a car crash in slow motion. Seems extreme for a couple who lives together. Stephanie's been doing it for 2 years. She says the first month is hard, but then it's liberating. Here's the thing about Stephanie. She was a marathon runner with 3 book clubs and 20 close friends. Andrea had literally none of that going for her. Andrea continued, you're always saying I should have my own hobbies. This forces me to find them. I meant in addition to us, not instead of us. I said, that doesn't work. Stephanie tried that. You need complete separation to break the codependency. What if there's an emergency? Then we text. Otherwise, we're strangers Friday to Monday. She was dead serious, like she'd joined a cult and drunk all the Kool-Aid. Friday arrived and I went to happy hour with work friends, something I normally skipped. When I got home at 9, there was Andrea on the couch, phone in hand, pajamas on, the exact same position as when I'd left that morning. How was your independent evening? I asked. She said, amazing, so peaceful. She didn't even look up from her phone. Saturday morning, I left for basketball. Normally, we'd hit the farmer's market together first. When I got back at noon, Andrea hadn't moved an inch. Thought you had yoga? I asked. The class was full, she said, but I knew she hadn't even called because she'd just checked online, saw it was full, and completely gave up. Sunday played out identically while the delivery containers started to pile up. I wanted to say something, but held back. The second Saturday started with Andrea announcing she'd found a hiking group that met at 7 in the morning. I knew she'd never make it, and by 8 that morning, she was still in bed. Too early. Maybe next time, she mumbled. But we both knew there wouldn't be a next time. That same day, my cousin invited me to join his beach volleyball group, and normally I would have asked Andrea first, but not anymore. I just said yes and started meeting new people every Sunday while getting invited to barbecues and building an actual social life. Meanwhile, Andrea had developed her own routine of changing into pajamas immediately after work on Friday night. Saturday meant 12 hours on the couch with 3 food deliveries minimum, and Sunday was a carbon copy of Saturday. Her version of independence was just expensive isolation. The third Saturday, everything exploded when her sister texted about visiting, and Andrea completely panicked. She told her sister she had plans, but her sister showed up anyway. At noon, she found Andrea in the same pajamas from Friday night, surrounded by takeout containers, mindlessly scrolling through her phone. This is independence? Her sister asked. Andrea started rattling off excuses about how the classes were too expensive, hiking was too early, paint night was too far, and book clubs were cliquey. Her sister looked at me walking in from volleyball, sweaty and energized with 3 new friends. So he's thriving while you're wasting away? She said. The comparison stung Andrea visibly. By the 5th Saturday, you could see the physical changes from the weight she'd gained from constant delivery food and the dark bags under her eyes. She literally hadn't left our apartment once. Then she saw a group photo from volleyball on my phone with everyone laughing and making plans. Her face just crumbled because I was happier without her, more social and more interesting than before. Everything she'd claimed she wanted to become. Andrea sobbed. I don't understand what happened. I had all these plans. I finally told her the truth. You never had plans. You had fantasies. But Stephanie does all these things, she said. Stephanie actually does things. You just talk about doing things. It hit her hard. Can you help me? She asked. I said, why should I? You wanted independence. She begged, please, can we go back to weekends together? I said, you plan next Saturday. She whispered, I can't.